Welcome in. It is the Jake Asman Show right here, Sports Map Radio. Joining us right now is a good friend of the show, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the president of the UFC, who is back in town ahead of UFC 265, Dana White. Dana, appreciate the time. How you been?
I'm awesome, man. Thanks for having me.
Now, you are fresh off the plane right here at Houston. You guys waste no time. Plane right to the press conference, and fight week is underway.
That's it. I'm in head first. We literally dropped our bags off at the hotel and came straight here.
What to you is the best part about the hype leading up to the fight? Nothing replaces actually being there, I'm sure, and experiencing it in person. But the week leading up to the fight, what are some of your favorite parts?
Well, the fight. The fight is number one. Number two is the weigh-ins. I love the weigh-ins. And then on days like this, when we have press conferences, it goes press. So fight, weigh-in, press conference are my three favorite things.
Derrick Lewis on this card, Houston's own. And he is a master of the quote, master of press conferences. What to you makes Derrick Lewis not only such an exciting fighter, but a fighter that fans just seem to love because of his personality?
He's the master of the knockout, too. Fans love that, too. So, I mean, the guy's got everything you need. He's got a great story. He's got a great personality, and he knocks people out.
A lot of people look at this fight and say, well, Derrick Lewis is a significant underdog against Ngannou. Why should people?
Which is crazy.
Why so?
Because, first of all, I get it. The odds makers think that Ciryl Gane's going to stay on the outside and pick them apart. That's what he does to people. But in a 5-round fight with a heavyweight that has the record for most knockouts in UFC heavyweight history, he's going to hit him. He's going to touch him. The question becomes, can Ciryl Gane take Derrick Lewis's punches? So anybody who makes 4-1 odds against a guy with that kind of power is crazy.
This fight in the first place, I don't want to say there's controversy.
You know what else? It's what's beautiful about this sport. If you bet a 4-1 dog in boxing, you're not winning. You can actually bet the 4-1 dog on Saturday, and you might win.
Are you speaking from experience there, betting the 4-1 dog in boxing?
You try to bet boxing when these guys are 6-1, 7-1. You're not winning. Happens all the time here and could happen on Saturday night.
So you look at this fight, obviously it's for the interim heavyweight belt here. Why did you feel that this was the route to go with an interim rather than maybe wait for Ngannou and let him fight as the champ?
Yeah, because we don't wait. We go every Saturday. And listen, these two are ready to fight. You know, you got Ciryl Gane, who's undefeated, and you have Derrick Lewis, who beat Francis Ngannou. These guys are ready to fight. So it's not their fault. So you champ doesn't want to fight, you make an interim. And basically what this is like is when these two fight, it'll be champion versus champion. Whoever wins on Saturday that faces Francis will be champ versus champ. And it's basically like back in the days of boxing, the WBC versus the IBF champion, except they're all under the UFC banner.
So what to you would allow, a guy like Jon Jones to potentially get down the mix? You have Stipe who's still out there. How do you see the heavyweight division? I don't want to say playing out because you never know how it plays out, but what is the future of the division going forward?
Fun. That's the future of the division. Fun. You got these two fighting this Saturday. The winner of this will take on Francis Ngannou. Then you still got Jon Jones and Stipe out there. They could fight, or either one of them could fight the winner of that fight. So, yeah, we're going to have a fun couple years here with this.
You look at a guy like Gane, and he's obviously undefeated. He's won 6 straight fights in the UFC, getting a huge opportunity here. Some guys, they embrace the moment, embrace the opportunity, and then other guys, they get that first chance, and maybe the emotion and the pressure could overwhelm them. You look at a guy like Gane, what do you expect? I
agree with you 100%, and that's another reason that the odds shouldn't be 4-1. Ciryl Gane hasn't been in a fight of this magnitude yet, and you're in Derrick Lewis's hometown. There's just so many different factors that don't make this a 4-1 fight.
Derrick Lewis in his hometown, I mean, he's beloved here in the city, but now he's headlining a pay-per-view card. Have you thought about what the atmosphere at Toyota Center could be like?
For the heavyweight championship of the world, yeah, I think it's going to be madness. I think it's going to be awesome. Whether you're at home or you're on TV, I think it's going to be fun.
Just looking ahead at potential fights down the line and just the ever changing landscape with COVID impacting things. I talked to you off air. You might be coming to Texas a whole lot more if different things start to lock up again. Are you comfortable doing fights in Texas and Florida and wherever you got to do them?
A year and a half ago, I'd never seen anything like this before, so it took me a little while to figure it out. I've got to figure it out now. Let them all shut down. I'll do Texas and Florida every weekend, and then I'll go over to Fight Island. Texas, Florida, Abu Dhabi. I'll do that for the next 3 years.
Specifically now, I got to ask you about Jon Jones, who has said he wants to fight. I know that you have said that Stipe is willing to fight Jon Jones. Is Jon Jones willing to come back and fight? I mean, we have not seen him actually since he fought here in Houston, and that was 2 years ago already almost.
Yeah, he said he's going to come back and fight next year. We'll see. I don't ever worry about that. I do fights every Saturday. When Jon Jones is ready to fight, I'll have a fight for him.
This is the first pay-per-view card since Conor McGregor fought Dustin Poirier in Vegas, and being there, it was an incredible atmosphere. It was what I thought was a banner night for the UFC. You just wish that main event fight, of course, went a little longer. When you think back to just the event overall, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, those are the type of things you can't control. This is a rough sport. Guys go out. It happened to Chris Weidman, it happened to Anderson Silva, and then it just happened to Conor McGregor. These kind of things happen. But it was still a great event and a big night for us.
Favorite celebrity that attended the fight? It had to have been your friend, the President of the United States, no?
Yeah, I mean, anytime the President of the United States shows up at the event, it's pretty crazy. When you're in the arena and the President walks into the building, you've never seen anything like it in your life. The entire place gets up on they're standing on their chairs. Everybody has their cell phones on. It's a crazy experience. But yeah, obviously. It doesn't suck when the president shows up.
Clear something up for me, because I was fully waiting for him to be shown on the Jumbotron and watch the arena go crazy. I don't care what your political beliefs are. It's the president of the United States. Why wasn't he shown on the Jumbotron during the broadcast?
So as we started to go, we went – do you remember when we showed OBJ? It was supposed to go OBJ, 2 Chainz, David Spade, then go to Trump right before the main event. And they had some kind of an issue in the truck, apparently, allegedly. That's what the word is. I don't know.
So we have a conspiracy here?
There's definitely a conspiracy here. I don't know if, some nut back there, who maybe didn't want to show Trump, said there was. I don't know. Believe me, I tried to get to the bottom of it on Sunday. I'm gonna go with there was a glitch with the truck. No glitches the rest of the night. I mean, every other celebrity was shown on TV except for President Trump. So, I don't know.
Did you talk to him about that? Was he upset?
No, I don't even think he knows.
Going forward now, just with Conor in particular, I've heard you say it could be up to a year that he's recovering. Have you spoken to Conor? What is the latest with just his recovery?
Conor and I have just talked about other things, not fighting. But he's out for a year. Yeah, he's doctor said 9 months. That's provided everything goes great. It looks like he's healing really well, so that's good. And then he's got to get into camp. So a year makes sense.
Talk to me about some upcoming fights you guys have. The return of one of the Diaz brothers, which should electrify every fight fan out there. Looking ahead, what excites you the most about where this sport is going?
That's a good question. I mean, if New York doesn't fall apart, meaning us not going to New York. If we stay on with MSG, that card's ridiculous. The card that we have on Fight Island Abu Dhabi is ridiculous on October 30th. We just made some fun fights. I don't know if you saw the Strickland fight last Saturday, but he's fighting Luke Rockhold, and those guys are talking a bunch of trash. That's a fun fight. I mean, we just sit in that room every day and just line up fun fight after fun fight after fun fight.
Is that the hardest part of the job, though, trying to come up with the fights you want to make? Because obviously you want to make great fights, but there's contract stuff that's involved, there's timing, there's health of the fighters. Is that the most difficult aspect of your job?
It's the best part of the job. That's what's the most fun, actually sitting in there and putting these fights. I mean, imagine you're the biggest fan in the world. That's me, right? And you get to sit in there and you get to make the best fights with the best fighters in the world. Then you get to fly to the best cities, stay in the nicest hotels, and sit in the best seats to watch these fights.
Last time you came on the show, we talked a lot about how you were at the forefront of really being one of the first leagues, promotions to come back in the midst of the pandemic. Over now the last year or so, have you noticed a growth in the UFC? Is the UFC more popular now than it's ever been?
100%. Yeah, this business is on fire right now. And we were the first. I mean, we were the first to really do it. We were the first to come back and sell out arenas, no social distancing, none of that stuff. And I said I wouldn't come back until we could sell out arenas. And we went Florida, Houston, Arizona, Vegas, and now back to Houston again. So all sellouts. And the business is on fire.
Couple more for you here. Any piece of advice for Vito Belfort as he takes on your good friend Oscar De La Hoya?
Yeah, knock that crackhead out. That's it. Knock that crackhead out.
Anything else? That's it?
Want more? Give him, he knows how to fight. I'll let him handle that. But I hope he I hope he punches him right in that big mouth of his and knocks him out.
Finally, I was actually in Vegas, as I mentioned, for the McGregor fight a couple of weeks ago. Then I had a trip. I was in New Hampshire at some random casino there. And, I did pretty well in blackjack, not Dana White level well. What's your piece of advice on how to be an excellent blackjack player?
There's so many different things that go into playing. First of all, the way that I play, I can go into the casino and make my own rules and sort of level the playing field out a little bit. And I got a lot of ammo.
Are you hitting on 16? I mean, are you playing by the book? Do you make up your own book?
I always hit on 16. There's certain times when the cards are, there's just a weird feeling. Sometimes you got to go with your gut. I'll do some things that aren't by the book, but I play by the book.
The Dana White room, are you by yourself, or you like to go with a group of people?
I go with a group. I have my friends. I have a playlist that we put on. We play music. I have my own table that has they have like an octagon on the table, and I'm a pretty sick degenerate.
Dana, as always, you've been great. Welcome back to Houston. If you need a dinner recommendation, I'm going to do my best to help you out there. And it should be a fun fight Saturday night. Great card. And I know Houston is pumped. Derrick Lewis is ready, and it should be a lot of fun.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.